Just as a disclaimer, we want you to know that some of the movies that we will be reviewing were shot in a different time and era where people of race and sex were not treated equally. We understand this and hope you do too. The movies or anything that happened on the sets are not the views of this podcast or what this show is intended to be all about.
Exactly. And we want to give due diligence in presenting the movie and not the views of the cast or directors or anyone involved. But we also feel it's necessary to let the audience know some of the background information to get a feel for what was happening at the time of shooting the film. Again, we hope you understand that we do not agree with everything that went on, and we just want to give out the information. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess, and I host the podcast Shoes, Booze, and Tattoos. I like to discuss a little bit of everything that's weird or unusual, from hauntings and folklore to true crime and history. I'm not only a podcaster, but I'm also a practicing witch, so I've made sure to dedicate a few episodes to the subject and dispel some of the common misconceptions about the craft. So if this sounds like your cup of tea, you can find Shoes, Booze, and Tattoos anywhere you get podcasts. And remember that booze is spelled B-O-O-S. I hope to see you all soon. Bye!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Universal Monster series. Today we will be talking about the original monster movie from Universal, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, all the way back in the early years of 1923. Hi, I'm your host, Jimbo, and this is my co-host,
Terrence.
So we did a little something different with this one. We're not going to talk through the movie. Instead, we put it on the Facebook group, and we had a watch party last night.
Yes, we did.
So thanks to those that joined in. It was my first time ever hosting one. I was trying to see what we could do, couldn't do. Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Kind of like pretty cool. Testing the waters with it.
Right. So I thought, what better time to do it than with that movie. So Terrence, they know the routine. We don't take long. We just jump right in. So let's do it.
All right. So Hunchback of Notre Dame. Release date, September 6th, 1923. Budget was $1.25 million.
In 1923?
Yeah, that's a lot. And if you account for inflation and everything, that's $22.5 million in today's money.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. They made $3.5 million, and in today's money, that's $52.5 million. So it
made some money.
Yeah, it made some money. It did pretty good. Directed by Wallace Worsley. Writing credits. Victor Hugo wrote the novel. Interestingly enough, I never knew it was a book, but I should have figured it was.
Really? Terrence, it's not a comic book or a video game, so I didn't think you would know what it was.
I've written plenty of books.
I've read plenty of books.
Really?
Have you read Treasure Island?
Who hasn't? I thought that was like...
Well, obviously, you is what I was thinking.
All right, Burley Poor Shreehan adaptation. Edward T. Lowe Jr. scenario. And Chester L. Roberts, uncredited. The technical specs, runtime, 1 hour and 35 minutes, so we're looking at 95 minutes. I felt like this was longer. Wasn't this one like 2 hours?
It was like 1 hour 40 minutes, I think, because of the... I don't want to say subtitles. Because in a silent film, you have the action, and then you have the black screen with the white words up there. You know what I mean? So you have to read it. So I think it's a little bit longer than...
Yeah. Sound mix, silent. Color, black and white. Aspect ratio, 1.33 by 1. Film length, 3,657 meters. And that's 12 reels. Negative format, 35 millimeter. Cinematographic process, spherical. Printed film format, 35 millimeter. And now for the awards. Only 2.
I see you. I see you trying to buy some time. Like, how do I say this word?
All right. Avignon / New York
Gotta
Film
catch 'em
Festival.
all.
I know, right? New York Film Festival 2001 winner for Honorary Roger, Kevin Sanders Hayes, for his new score. So I suppose that this particular movie had an original score for it because, I mean, you don't have voices to carry the movie, so you got to have something carry.
But I think if I remember, I read something about where I don't think it had anything.
Really?
And
it was
then
completely silent.
It was completely silent, and then they added the music, composed the music later on.
Okay, all right. Photo Play Awards, 1924. 1924.
It's gonna be one of those days recording. You can just tell.
Nominee, Medal of Honor. That's an interesting award to have. The petition. I can't even say what I want to say. It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's just starting.
Synopsis. A deaf, half-blind, disfigured hunchback that watches over the bells of Notre Dame falls in love with a gypsy.
And let's go ahead and jump off to the cast. This has one of the most iconic actors in it of the generation, Lon Chaney. If you have been listening along, he actually is the father of the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. So, what a great family. He plays Quasimodo, which is, of course, the Hunchback. A lot of people might remember the Hunchback as far as the Disney movie or cartoon. Remember,
it's pretty much all I had to go off of.
Patsy Ruth Miller as Esmeralda, Norman Carey as Phoebus de Chateaupours, Kate Lester as Madame de Gondelaurier. See, I should have let you do this because you're so much better at slaughtering names. Winifred Bryson as Fleur de Lis, Nigel de Bruyere as Dom Claude. Please, all of our French listeners, please don't be mad at me. I'm trying here. Okay?
The French names are hard, man.
They are, man. Brandon Hurst as Jihan. Ernest Torrance as Kloppen. How would you like to have that name, Kloppen? Tully Marshall as King Louis the XI, which would be, 11?
11, yeah.
Harry Von Meter as Monsieur Neufchatel. Raymond Hayton as Gringor. Nick DeRuz as Monsieur Le Tortilla. I would just say Tortilla. Eulelio Jensen as Marie. Roy Laidlaw as Charmalou. Ray Myers as Charmalou's assistant. William Park as Josephus. Gladius Brockwell as Sister Gudule. Jean Cosser as Judge of the Court. Edwin Wallach as King's Chamberlain, and Louise Laplanche as the young gypsy girl.
And now that we've lost all our French listeners.
We might have lost everybody at this point. One thing, though, when we was doing the watch party, there was a guy that, I forget which character it is, because he looks just like, somebody said, I think it was Dwayne said, hey, it's Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
All right, Wallace Worsley Jr., the son of the film's director, said that many of the extras for the massive crowd scenes were recruited in downtown Los Angeles for $1 a night and meals. Among them, he said, were a good number of prostitutes who did a considerable sideline business on the sets.
Well, then.
I was like, well.
Guess what? And we know where that dollar went.
Yeah. Universal also hired 50 Pinkerton detectives and put them among the crowd, and their job was to catch pickpockets and various other thieves among the extras.
Oh, wow.
So, wow.
So, I mean, just about the dollar. Just if you,
$1's a dollar, man.
Yeah, but if you count for inflation, that's $25.94.
But that's a day. But you get a bill too, so.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the mills weren't just like McDonald's or something.
Well, just to give you perspective, because I've done extra work, and I've been paid as little as like $50.
Yeah, but you just did it because you loved to do it, though, right?
Yeah, I had fun.
Right.
I was networking.
Lon Chaney's makeup was his most extreme yet. A knotted wig, a nose putty on the cheeks, some false teeth, and fake eyes made up his visage. The final touch was a plaster hump, which, contrary to popular opinion, was only about 10 to 15 pounds.
Oh,
and
only?
It did not cause Chaney any back problems. But I think there's a controversy there because I think there was problems later on. Poor quality transfer of the film are due to the fact that it only survives in 16mm form, mainly through Universal's show-at-home film rental library. There's still about, they say, 10 to 15 minutes of footage missing. Whatever happens to that stuff? They just go missing.
Well,
I think it's getting lost on the cutting room floor back then because they didn't care.
There's two things that happen to older movies and the reels. Either their reels aren't stored properly, and then so you get moisture inside the reels and the reels go bad, or it ends up in somebody's collection and they never really speak up about it. That's another big sort of reason why movies will disappear. And then sometimes it's just they have all the reels in one place and an incident happens and they all just are in that incident. So for example, I know there was a handful of lost Doctor Who episodes that were lost in a fire. But
they could have just used the TARDIS to go back in time and get it. All right, so here's part of the controversy. Remember they said that the hump didn't cause no back problems, but the brace that held his legs together reportedly caused Lon Chaney to suffer severe pain for the rest of his life, as well as the contact lenses that he wore. Yeah, that he would had vision loss.
Oh, geez.
So maybe he didn't have back pain, but the rest of his body was falling apart. You know what I mean, Lon Chaney's salary for the film, $2,500 a week. Shooting began in December of 1922, and there's a fire truck or ambulance driving by. And was completed in June of 1923. So you're looking at $2,500 a week for, 6 months maybe? He ended up making close to $60,000 plus contract bonuses from the picture, which was the longest shoot in his career.
So he actually got paid pretty well. If you take into account inflation, so in today's standards, $64,000 a day.
Right.
Or 64.5 really. And then what was the total that he made?
They made close to $60,000. So you're looking at what?
So now we're looking at 1.5 million.
And the budget was only $1.25 million for the entire film. If you look at it that way,
right?
In order to prepare himself for the role of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, known as Quasimodo, Lon Chaney held interviews with people who suffer from various physical deformities. His makeup was so masterful for its time that many viewers believe that the actor playing the title character truly appeared in real life as he did on the film.
Oh, wow.
So they thought he was really that messed up looking guy. For the larger crowd scenes, as many as 200 people were on payroll for the wardrobe department alone. Universal also built a new wardrobe building, especially to handle the large number of extras who needed to be outfitted in 15th century clothes.
I didn't even take that into account due to the large amount of extras they had that they had to dress every single one of them. That's crazy.
I mean, it's some of those shots when he's like looking down from the top of the building and he sees just all them people. It's crazy.
You think anybody just went home with those costumes?
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. But that would be an interesting study to see what extra clothing was used later on in different films, especially of different eras. You know what I mean? Like was something you see in this movie, let's say, I know in The Evil Dead, I think, or Evil Dead 2, one of the two, the glove of Freddy Krueger, remember, was loaned out and hung in the cabin, but I mean, as far as actual wardrobe stuff, I am not sure. According to the book Behind the Mask of Innocence, Detective William J. Burns stated that he caught a fugitive through watching the Hunchback of Notre Dame. One of his men spotted an extra in the mob scene wanted for forgery and had him arrested by the Hollywood police to catch a predator tonight from Notre Dame Cathedral.
That's pretty funny.
And last but not least, Lon Chaney guided young Patsy Ruth Miller in her performance. He told her that it was crucial that the audience believe her in her conviction of the role, otherwise her performance would suffer. And she also stated that she got more directional for the movie, directional acting from him than the director did. So he was more influential on what happened. So Terrence, take it away. Let's talk about this. This is a shorter episode because we did do the watch.
I will admit I didn't get through this movie. I tried all of twice and I fell asleep both times. The first time, it was just because I was like absolutely tired, and it kind of drags. So I was just like, okay. I tried, fell asleep, didn't even know it. The second time, it was mostly due to disinterest. Like it wasn't even something I can. It's a silent movie, so it's not something you can watch in the background either. Like you have to have your full attention on the movie. And you know how sometimes millennials could be, we're ADHD all the time. So it's just like, well, I need something to preoccupy myself, but I also need to watch this movie, and then I fell asleep again. And here's the thing, I wasn't even a fan of the cartoon. I know a lot of people like the Disney film, but that just wasn't one that really stuck out. I've maybe watched it all, but like twice. Interesting story, but I suppose I'm not doing it justice for maybe those who are more into silent film era movies. When it comes to silent films, I mostly dive into like comedies. And then the documentaries could also be really interesting. The ones that sort of, at the time, pushed the envelope of like what movies are and what they do and what they're showing. So in this particular one, I will give it credit for they did have some pretty amazing shots, like you were saying when he's observing all the people from the bell tower, and you can see
just when he like shimmies down from the very top down the side of the building all the way down, I thought that was really well done.
So they have some well done shots. I will give it that. And I'm sure if you enjoy silent movies or if you're a silent film buff, I feel like you should definitely check it out. But from my perspective, it just based off me and my interest and my taste, I felt I was bored.
Well, a couple things. One, for the time, I think it would have been fantastic if you went to the movies to see this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looked creepy. And back then, people didn't have a lot of options to see stuff like this.
The makeup department was on point with what they did.
And we all know through history that, his legacy from his son and everything, that he put on that performance in the Wolfman.
Oh, yeah.
And his other movies that I think he kept his family close to Hollywood. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
For the time, it's good. For me, this one was a really hard watch. That's why I put it on the Facebook group so people could interact, while we're watching it.
I feel like it would be easier to watch it in a group setting.
Right. There is a better Hunchback movie that I used to like when I was a kid. I think it's the 1939 one, I want to say, and it is really interesting and really well done. But it's not. I don't even believe it's Universal.
Oh, okay, that's right.
That's why I did this one, because it's iconic. It is known as the first Universal monster movie, and I wanted to make sure that people saw where it began to where what we talked through all the way through the end. So this was like the beginning point. Now, I will say this. This movie would be a perfect thing for Mystery Science Theater 3000, where people make fun of the movie. I'm serious. Because even in the little time that we had in the Facebook group, people were cracking jokes. Like the one guy looks like Snape from Harry Potter, you know what I mean? And I said, look, it's the first Harry Potter council or whatever. That's funny. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful for what it did, for the actors that were in it, because at the time, I'm sure they were stars.
Yeah.
But this is one that does not hold up. His makeup looks amazing. He did a great job.
Some of the shots,
Some of the
cinematography
was just a little quirky for me. And even watching when they put the words up, from the silent movie, it was kind of like moving and stuff. It wasn't as polished as it should have been, especially with the budget that it had
compared to some of the
stuff that you've seen today. So that's my take on it. I would say watch it at least once.
Or try to.
Try to. Just to see where it came from. Or even go back to our Facebook group and watch. I think it still saves on there later on. So
I guess that's another thing to point out. If you're a fan of the Universal Monsters movies, definitely try to check it out.
Or even Lon Chaney himself.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Because this is what made him. Right. This is what made him. And just when he's up there and he's like, yelling at the people with his hands.
And I just want to take a moment to, once again, because it's something we said in one of the Universal Monster episodes, or, the Wolfman one, but it really does speak to how good of an actor he is to both make it in the silent film era and then make it to when movies start
at least
having
his son
dialogue. Well, but we did read that he did continue to do movies. He made it out of the silent film and then did
Lon Chaney did?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're remembering right, Millennial?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we were talking about it.
We will have to give Terrence to go back and listen to his own podcast because I think he's just talking gibberish now. So, but that's it for this episode. Stay tuned. We will be doing the Phantom of the Opera and Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. And we will have a wrap-up show of our thoughts and feelings on the Universal Monster series as a whole. Please tell us if you like the series. We got some other things planned in the near future that I think is going to be fun. It's hilarious. Some of it is just outright hilarious. So I think this episode's coming to a close. And that's a wrap. And cut.